Welcome to Bold Talk series where creativity, leadership, ideas, and innovation come together. My name is Epi Ludvik, and today I have a privilege to have a short one-on-one conversation with Tricia Benn, CEO of C-Suite Network and General Manager of the Hero Club, empowering senior executives and founders to lead with impact, integrity, and transformative growth. Tricia, great seeing you, my friend. How are you?
I am absolutely thrilled to be here with you, Epi. It is absolutely fantastic. And I love these powerful conversations. They're so important.
Yeah, definitely. And it's been a long time, Trisha, so there's a lot to catch up. But this is a short format conversation. We put this just to bring us in terms of the speed and the things that we're doing, and people are aware of what you're doing. So tell us about the early chapters of your professional journey before you stepped into the world of executive leadership.
Epi, if you had told me I'd be the CEO of a full media network and platform, I would have, I don't even know what I would have said. This is not something that I aimed for. What it was truly was being mission driven in making a difference, finding out more, learning and growing and building. And so my first steps were I managed to get 2 degrees in sociology and anthropology. Doesn't sound like a business leader. Having said that, wow, did I learn a ton in terms of researching. So I managed a very large political ethics program where we interviewed general population, all of the media levels, local up through national, political, same thing, political leaders, local through national, and were published right away. And then that got me interested in the space of market research. And I was fortunate enough to take on a role with a very niche firm, market research firm, where I did statistical analytics, data programming, and so on. And that lasted for about a year. I loved it. It was so fascinating. And I learned from the ground up what was happening inside of the research firm. Then I went over to public affairs consulting at the largest firm in the country, and then moved from there. But what I most loved and what inspired all of my leaps or steps along the way was wanting to serve and understanding that when you build great teams, you create not just success in that one spot, but the ripples of that, and that becomes exponential growth. And that is what real leadership is about. So I just absolutely love doing that, inspiring that. And now if you look at the trajectory of going into being the youngest vice president in North America in Washington D.C. with Ipsos, building a $20 million firm at Rogers, which is one of the largest employers in the country in Canada, and then becoming a global CMO, and then coming over to C-Suite Network. It's all about how we build great teams, how we see great success, and there's no better way to do that than great business models and great sustainable practices to create that success. And then obviously that's an investment back into the communities that we serve and serve with.
Yeah, yeah, and you guys are heavily focused on mostly, I would say, like a mid-sized market. Is that right?
Actually, we are across the whole market of business decision makers. So vice president and above. We're predominantly in the United States, a little Canada, of course, and then other places in the world just by word of mouth. We don't actually market internationally, but we do have a number of leaders from all over the world that come in to our various events virtually, and then in person we get to see people as they come over and participate in some of the live events that we do across the country.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when Jeff started the C-Suite network in those early days, and what he has built today as a community today that is truly amazing. Now, how do you define the mission of C-Suite Network in today's rapidly shifting business landscape?
I am endlessly fascinated and so excited about where we are relative to what's happening in the marketplace, Epi. What
Mhm.
really excited me initially with the C-Suite network is I understood there's a C-level decision-making process that has to happen. And with the speed of things, this is going 12 years back when I became the very first sponsor of C-Suite network. With the speed of things, as C-level decision makers, vice president and above, we don't have time to wait. It's not like you can say, well, let me do some research and a study on this and I'll get back to you in 6 months. We have to make the calls and the judgments today, and we have to have a trusted network that we can go to be served. And that is very, very challenging. The more senior you become, the more you are very challenged to find the people who will actually serve your interests and deliver what you actually need to see success. And as we all know, the more excellence we have in one space, the less we understand anything about another space. And as C-level executives, we have to know everything, and we have to be deploying at all levels in all spaces, whether that's marketing, sales, our vendor relationships, and client relationships, and so on and so forth. There's just no way you can know it all. You have to have that trusted community to be able to go where you need to go as quickly as humanly possible to be able to move forward in your business and move your teams forward.
Yeah, you mentioned about the trusted network. Uh, this is truly amazing because a lot of them, a lot of the networks that are out there that exist, but how trusted, how much they collaborate with one another. Give us an example. How
Mhm.
much of a collaboration we see in with your network, the community you guys built?
It is tremendous, Epi. There's not a day that goes by that I don't learn of a new partnership, a new collaboration, new business being done. It is absolutely incredible, to the point now where we have a partner council. We have partner councils for specific industries, so that this way we can say with the C-suite, we are committing and we're delivering on a promise that we have, that it's a vetted, trusted community. And exciting news. You mentioned Jeffrey. Jeffrey Hazlett, of course, is our founder, the chairman, my business partner. And we are now in a partnership with the New York Stock Exchange. And when they announced us as their large media partner, along with maybe two other big names, we were ecstatic. And what they said was the future currency is trust, period. And of course, you know this, Epi, our tagline from the very beginning, 12 years ago, was the most trusted network. And so we are doing everything we can in the support of the ecosystem of C-Suite Network, the platform that we're accelerating success with, to build that integrity into our system, where when we're recommending, here's somebody you can trust to take care of this, whatever it might be publishing, it might be your financial picture, whatever it might be, then that group has pledged to deliver that success. And we're vetting constantly, as are our partners. So it's been just absolutely incredible to be delivering against that promise and the brand promise of accelerated success, not defining what that is for people, but actually supporting them with what they want for their success.
Yeah, truly amazing. Now, Tricia, just to for our audience here, give us the difference between the C-suite network and the Hero Club,
So
and yeah,
yes. So the C-suite network is a massive ecosystem and platform with the brand promise of accelerated success. So what we're doing with the C-suite network is we have about 500,000 vetted executives, president and above, that are part of our community, that we're sharing information with and getting engaged in the different offerings that we have and the different events that we host and so on. We also host over 600 events a year. That's just under the C-Suite brand. That's not including our partners, our speaking engagements, and so on, and all of those events. So we have an extensive infrastructure from that perspective. We also have all kinds of content plays and distribution that we do of all media. So we have over 500 podcasters now where we distribute their content. Our website, which is just relaunching right now, is in the top percent for domain strength. We're very excited about being able to support that content. And by the way, with integrity, all of our members and partners own their own IP, own their own content, period. We're just a distribution partner to support them in that success. So with C-Suite Network, we have the culture of that ecosystem of executives: relevancy, reach, reciprocity, respect, our 4 Rs. That's all about how we have a very broad, wide range of executives, all different industries, sectors. So you can say firmographics, demographics, socio-political views, absolutely the full breadth, because we do have that respect as we're seeking understanding and supporting each other in our success. And then the platform, which is 4 Cs. That's all about how our content develops community, develops the council that we need and so on into commerce. And so we are building against those pillars every single day. So we now have, for example, every one of our leaders in the C-suite network has the C-suite marketing cloud, which is an unlimited CRM, landing pages, sales funnels, calendar links, social media scheduler. That's built in, because even if you're an executive of a very large organization, you want to keep your personal brand assets aside from the company. Use them for the keep them aside. Same thing if you're an owner, and I would advise that for any younger executive, or someone who's stepping into the executive role. You want to use your personal brand very effectively for the organization that you're with or that you're building, and then you want to have that asset as you keep moving through your career. So there's so many things that we've built into the ecosystem and the platform now, Epi, where our promise is accelerated success for the individual, and we don't define that, and we don't use any of the nonsense to rope people into things that aren't going to actually see them be successful in their own measure of things, and taking into account what's happening in that particular market or industry.
Yeah. And is there a membership fee here that these executives they need to pay? I assume.
Yes, we have a subscription. To
Okay.
start out, it's just $100 a month. So our business model, and I think this is so important, and I appreciate the opportunity to share it. Our business model is do it for yourself, do it with others, or we'll do it for you, full custom solutions. So on the do it yourself, we can have somebody come in as $100 a month. They're getting that whole ecosystem and platform and supporting them and figuring out what's going to work for them. What kind of business do they want to have? Where are they? And they're not going to go bankrupt, getting a whole set of tools and opportunities for networking and learning and education. Absolutely tremendous. And then we have the done with others. That's where Hero Club comes in. Eppies. That's a group of values-based CEOs, founders, and investors of the CEO of C-Suite Network. I lead that group. And that's how we're supporting that particular group. We have a different set of decision-making criteria when we're actually putting people first to see the success of our organizations. So that's an example of done with others, a peer group. And then done for you, we sit on boards, we take on consulting engagements, and are actually dedicated or fractional into organizations. And we're using our own, all of our own expertise, obviously, and our whole ecosystem to be able to support the success of individual clients. And then that way, we really truly are seeing people's success as opposed to selling them products or services they may or may not need.
That's great. So how do people sign up for it? Like where do they need to go to get and to become a member?
Thank you, Epi. It's very, very simple. You can just go to csuitenetwork.com. So c-suite, S-U-I-T-E network.com. And there's a big join now button there. And I will say that that $100 a month is an executive leader. We always say it's less than a business lunch. And that executive leader is a very intentional name. We do not believe in followers. We believe in leaders and supporters. And this community comes together to see each other succeed. And we celebrate every Friday night. So if you go to the upcoming events tab, you're also welcome to join us at Celebrates. We want to hear all the great things, celebrate them, and then, of course, the shoulder for the days that are a little bit rougher. And you will have those rougher days. That's just the way that business works, and of course, our own humanity.
Great. We'll get that link on the bottom of the of this video here. Tricia, talk about leadership. I know this is a short format conversation. This is my last, actually, one of my last questions. I have one more last question after this.
Okay.
Talk about leadership. Um, what is the one thing you believe leaders often overlook, but it's absolutely essential to sustain success and growth?
I think the biggest thing right now that is overlooked is the fact that the people who are on your mission to deliver success aren't necessarily your full-time paid employees. Anybody who's aligned with your mission, aligned with the success that you're delivering through your success, is on your team. So sometimes, people get into this space warp of I'm here and I'm alone, or I don't have anybody to help with this, or this is just the way it is. And I think that is very, very much not the case. If you're doing great things with the success that you have so many people that are available to be on your mission, and probably already are. You just don't realize it, or you're not taking advantage of the fact that they want to be there for you. So I think that's one. If I'm thinking from a career perspective and how we're scaling our businesses, I would say that staying close to the financials is critical. And I don't care what the role is, but tracking where you are, what you're driving into the organization, and how you're scaling, regardless of what's happening in the bigger picture of the organization or the division of an organization you're with. If it's a larger organization, there's so much opportunity if you're thinking through things as a business leader would or as an entrepreneur would, regardless of the size of the company. So those are two things that I think are most frequently
Very
overlooked, which yeah.
very well said, Tricia. I truly believe. I mean, today there's people are doing so much assignment, but when it comes to alignment, how many people are aligned with the vision and mission and values of the companies, or even like how are they aligned to their own goals, how they're spending their time? So truly, alignment is a lot more important than assignment. Tricia, what does the word
I
bold mean? Go ahead.
Oh, oh, I was going to say, just from a leadership perspective, and I've had many debates about this, but I believe everyone has a leader in them and everybody can be a valuable supporter. And the more you're a leader, the more you want to be supporting. So I'll throw that in there. Bold means being courageous. Hold what you know is true. Hold what you know is right, and work toward that. Create sustainable models to deliver the right to see real success. And we all know that if we have any level of excellence, you know it's not right. So hold that courageously and deliver against it. Find those people that are aligned with you. Find a great network where you're supported, and make that happen. It's so worthwhile. Be bold.
That's amazing. Tricia, so great to see you, and thank you for joining me in this Bold Talk series. And looking forward to seeing you perhaps in New York or somewhere else. Until that time, take care, be great, and be bold always. Take care, my friend.
Thank you, Epi.